All right, all good?
I'm good.
All right, Coach, I'm going to roll through these questions that they sent us one to ask you and stuff like that.
Okay.
First of all, spend time in Tuscaloosa. You know all about Bryant-Denny Stadium. What do you expect and how you'll feel when you come out of that tunnel?
You know, it's a question that's actually been posed before, and I'm sure there'll be some recollection of some unbelievable times, some great times, and really probably a remembrance of all the great people that touched our lives when we were there. You know, I can't tell you what a special place that is, and you know, we had a pretty good run, but I'm sure it'll click real fast to the Rams and what we need to do to get this program there.
What do you tell your players about what to expect? This is certainly a different kind of environment.
You know, I'm not sure what to tell them what to expect. I tell them more, you know, what to expect of yourself. And the approach has to be, you know, what am I going to do to win this play? What am I going to do to measure myself against the best? And, you know, it'll be a great experience, and it'll be something that they'll be able to talk for years and tell their grandkids about, you know what, I stepped foot and I played against the best, and the best being the University of Alabama.
That organization, Coach Saban, has it run like a corporation.
Right.
I mean, and he's the CEO for sure. Did you bring some of that with you and say, yeah, this is the way an organization ought to look, and you're using that?
Absolutely. I mean, that blueprint and having the opportunity to be involved with the master. I think the one thing that people maybe, the misconception is he by no means is a micromanager. He sets the vision, he sets the work. But now it's really up to you to take it to a new level, to stay current and do all the things that you need to do. You know, the idea of working hard, the idea of paying attention to details, the idea of being complete in everything that you do, and the idea of never accepting mediocrity in your life. Those are great principles. And, you know, there's some things that we can't maybe do here, but the one thing we're doing at Colorado State is don't allow yourself to accept mediocrity. Let's elevate everything we do, everything that touches the organization. Let's elevate who we are and what we're all about, and don't let anybody think any different.
Do you keep in touch with Coach Saban?
You know, he's a guy that really, through people, I had an opportunity to visit with him this spring and summer when I was back. My daughter's oldest graduated from Alabama this last year, and my other daughter, he keeps employed there as she's going through school. And I think one of the things that's really great about Coach Saban is, you know, he really looks after his people, and what he's done for two of my kids, and what I've seen him do for other people. You know, those are things that go unnoticed, and something that I'll carry with me forever.
You were on the inside. We see Coach Saban, me as an Alabama fan, you know, I know what that personality on the outside looking into it is.
Yeah.
The folks at the station were wondering, can you give us any insight into what we don't know about Saban that maybe you do?
Oh, I don't know. You know, I mean, you know, he's obviously very professional. You know, he's a guy that when he does step away, he'll take some time, you know, to spend time with his family and you know, do some things that maybe people wouldn't necessarily see or think of him doing. But, you know, as far as any inside, you know, I know he likes the Eagles, man. He loves his music, and that's something I can appreciate.
Yeah, I actually saw in the Wright Thompson article. He's got an eclectic little playlist.
You know, he's got a great playlist.
Yeah.
Not maybe quite as genre spread as maybe what I have,
Right.
but that's you know, I'm messed up.
All right, so if you had the time, and you probably don't, Coach, if you had the time in Tuscaloosa, where was that one place you're like, man, I got to get back there real quick?
You know, my time on Lake Tuscaloosa, right outside the North River Yacht Club.
Right.
You know, when we would take that time to go sit in the middle on a boat where no one was around and enjoy that, you know, was something that we really liked. And, you know, I go back to the people, man. I've got relationships that'll be there for the rest of my life because of the great people, the great fans, but really the true friends. And you know, the thing that really hit me there is when someone says Southern hospitality.
Right.
People not from there, it's a term. And you know, the food there, she loved the City Cafe. I didn't get an opportunity because I was working.
Oh, man. They had when we were students, they had a punch card, right?
Yeah.
You pay $40. You got 20 meals.
Sure.
$2 a pop. I mean,
And
college
great
days,
food.
Oh,
Yeah.
they had the best fried okra.
Yeah.
I still
Yeah.
miss it. All right, let me go through a couple more of these. Year and a half now
Uh-huh.
away. Has it been like you expected it?
Has
In terms of coming here, being the
Yeah.
head coach?
You know, there's a lot of things that come along with it, and coaches was really helpful going into it as far as some of the expectations and some of the things there are. Obviously, I think the biggest thing is making sure that you really take your time and don't let things outside always pull you. You know, really be organized with your time management, and that's something that's been very helpful.
Right.
You know, we've got great things happening at Colorado State University. We've got unbelievable leadership here, from the president to the athletic director to the people who are all involved in the organization. And you know, it's about the people and the ability to be successful. And when you come to Fort Collins, when you come to Colorado State University, you see the building that we have going on campus. Right. You see the faculty. You see the people involved in Ram football. This is a sleeping giant, and I'm really excited at the direction we're headed.
Yesterday we interviewed Patrick Waugh. Great career in the NHL. Now he's the coach of the Avalanche,
Yeah.
asking some of the guys, how much does that help in terms of, they're like, oh, we respect because we know what it is, but it's the plan that he has now as the coach and stuff. Do you think you got a little bit of time in terms, you come from a program like Alabama, you were an integral part of those national championships, that helps start, so they buy in?
You know, I think the blueprint, obviously, credibility is huge in this business. You know, and believe me, it's nothing about me. It's about the people.
Right.
It's about the players. And but given the blueprint from the master, and the one thing I do know, I can't be Coach Saban, you know, as much as I'd like to. Guy has a few wins now. But at the same time, I got to be myself. But the organizational model in which success is driven,
Right.
I got a pretty good idea.
All right, I want to show you one last thing. This will be our last question. It is a piece of video. And I just want to kind of get your reaction. This is after the Alabama LSU National Championship. There's some emotion there, man.
Yeah. That, you know, I really even haven't had a chance to really sit back and reflect on the 4-year experience and a couple national titles, and you know, that guy right there that, you know, meant a lot to me. You know, hopefully I helped him a little bit, and you know, to see how he's playing the game today, the command at which he plays. My opinion, the most valuable college football player in the country for his football team. You know, that's something pretty special, and those are some good times.
You remember that moment forever, huh?
Yeah.
Got to ask you the last thing. Supposedly when Texas A&M called the timeout, they're down by 7. Alabama's got the ball and they've driven down. Apparently Doug called for one more power run on 3rd down. And when Texas A&M called the timeout and they were on the sideline, AJ said, no, put the ball in my hands.
You know, it sounds familiar. There was a game at Auburn
Oh, yeah.
where there was a timeout and there was a chance to put the score, whether the field goal, to
Right.
give them an opportunity, and I go back to that moment maybe right there, and yet it shows you the confidence AJ has,
Right.
but two, it shows you the command and understanding of the situation. He would never do anything silly with the ball,
Right.
And you know what? I think that shows his growth, his maturity, his competitive spirit, and I could see that.
It reminded me of Greg rolling out against Auburn.
That throw to Roy Upchurch in the
Mhm.
corner, very similar. There was a timeout,
Yep.
and Coach Saban was heavily involved in that call,
Right.
as was Greg. And when a player gives you that kind of confidence, yeah, go with it,
Right.
because you know it's going to work.
I was watching it on my little phone because we went to the Giants Broncos, and so I was watching on my little phone. He rolled out, and I saw Fowler come out open. I was like,
Yeah, it's over.
just throw it straight, brother. Just throw it
That's
straight. I go back to that LSU game, that national championship game, and you cats, you think that when, oh goodness, your receiver went down number 4.
Yeah, Marquise.
Yeah,
And
when
to
he
see
went down,
Kevin Norwood
and then
step
Kevin
up,
Norwood.
and execute the game plan like, nobody's business.
Right.
But you go back to that game, and I go back to it. Show me a player who has performed on the highest stage, in the highest, markets, in whatever you want to say, and has come out performing to that level. AJ McCarron,
Yeah,
man.
right.
And I was happy to be a little part of that, and I think Coach Nussmeier's probably taken him farther than I could have, and has done a great job with him. So
I still remember, Dave. We're done. I still remember.
Can I ask
when,
one thing? Just one.
Yeah,
thing.
absolutely.
Why did you schedule Alabama?
there's a lot of things that go into it. I think number one, the opportunity to take our organization, not just our players, but our organization, to a place that does it right, that everybody involved, anybody who touches any part of it, it doesn't matter how little you maybe think your role is, they do it to their fullest. They do it, they do not ever accept mediocrity, and they're always looking to push it higher. So for us to bring Colorado State University to Tuscaloosa and the University of Alabama to see how people operate, I think that is huge. For our guys to see a measuring stick against the best is something that I think is very important. And you know what? You should be there. You deserve to be there. Our players deserve it. We've come a long ways, and we've got a long ways to go as a program. But this will give them something that they can actually tangibly touch and say, I get it. And that's important to me.
Cool. Coach, thanks, man. We appreciate the time. I know you're busy.